What is going on, guys? It's your boy Anthony I. Cruz. We had to switch up the content, switch up the vibes, man, because it was getting depressing talking about all the layoffs, and I'm still going to continue talking about it in 2025 for sure, but we got to talk about other topics as well. So right now I am in Dallas, specifically Griggs Park, and I'll show you guys real quick. You can see a beautiful view of the city right there. So I'm making this video because I really wanted to break down, my 8 months here so far. I would say definitely the first 4 months, I was blind to a lot of issues that I didn't do research on, but this place has been so beautiful and has been so great to me too. So it's gonna be a very honest video. I'm gonna try my best to be factual about what I'm talking about. But one of the reasons why I moved here was because I was interested in, eventually buying a house, getting into real estate possibly. So a lot of people ask me that question, you came here for work? And it's like, no, I came here, to get a fresh start, to find my purpose. So I think, one, if you guys are remote workers, don't just move somewhere for a job, move somewhere for your purpose, you know what I mean? But yeah, I moved here for real estate. I definitely would have checked out Austin if I did more research on Austin at the time, but Dallas just seemed like the best landing spot because the cost of living is technically cheaper here and you get more square footage. Because right now, me and my girl are splitting a 2-bed and we're only paying about $1,000 each, and we're getting so much room and space out of our apartment right now. So I shot 2 videos talking about Dallas. One was an apartment tour. Really, neighborhoods super close to the city. Uptown and St. Thomas right now are pretty close, but there's so many great neighborhoods out here, but you have to drive everywhere. You have to drive everywhere. So, finding the walkability is really important to me going into year 2. And right now I'm definitely apartment hunting because I don't like the neighborhood that I'm in. I'm not gonna get too deep on that, but just know that I am close to downtown. And I'm looking for other neighborhoods like Bishop Arts. I'm looking into Lower Greenville, looking into Vickery Meadows. As I've gotten to know the area, it's like I've done more research and I've been able to, just explore. The first 4 months I was just exploring. I had no interest in even creating a meetup community. And then after the 4 months and I got to see my family, it was like, all right, cool. Something fell in my lap. I got an opportunity to run a meetup community here, and it was at like 200 people, and now we're at almost 500. I don't know why, I just keep getting lucky, you know what I'm saying? But the city, the people are definitely people I can resonate with, I could work with easier than some people I met in Philly, especially like the locals out there, no dig on them. But yeah, these last 8 months have been crazy because like I was comparing my old lifestyle in Philly to right now, and it's like now I've just been locked in, focused on what's in front of me. And I would say with Dallas, first of all, I'll talk about the meetup community. It's been great. I've been making a lot of friends through the meetup community. There's still a lot of remote workers out here, but the thing I was mentioning earlier about the drive-in, there's also some kind of connection with the suburbs, because the suburbs out here are a lot nicer than what I thought. They're like basically mini cities, kind of like Atlanta, and Plano and Frisco are popping, when it comes to the real estate, when it comes to apartment prices, when it comes to people. There's a lot of diversity and culture out there, and people are a lot nicer and friendlier than in the city. So I'm starting to see that trend in American cities in general. It's not as friendly out here in the city portion, but it's a lot more walkable and there's a lot more neighborhoods. So you kind of get that optionality. But if you live in the city, you still have to drive, even if your neighborhood is only 5 minutes away from the neighborhood you're in. Now, if you're in Uptown like I am, you can use the Katy Trail to connect to Victory Park and Knox Henderson, which is great. Those are great neighborhoods. But if you're in Vickery Meadows, that area is kind of secluded, but they have something going on with the village out there, and the village is like a campus. It's like a adult campus, in my opinion. Like adult campus, what I mean by that is like a college campus for adults. They got pickleball, they got all types of cool stuff. So there's a lot of good choices. Yeah, most of the remote workers are in Frisco. Actually, number one in the nation. Smart Asset analyzed out of the U.S. Census Bureau data, out of 349 cities, Frisco, Texas is number one with remote workers. They have over 40,000 remote workers out there. So it's crazy because it feels like the kind of lifestyle I want to live out here. I would definitely want to be in the suburbs, but I still like the city, and I want to see if I can, you know, attract more remote workers, you know, to the city or promote it, you know. That'd be great because there's still some walkable neighborhoods out here, the ones I mentioned earlier. So the meetup has been going really well, you know, because I didn't rush into starting a meetup and I was just going out with me and my girl and exploring and not really thinking about, you know, just taking on any responsibility, just having fun exploring. It's been really good for me because the meetups that I create, basic and simple, but in really good areas, you know, like Legacy West. A lot of people didn't even know about that, and they're locals out here. So Legacy West, which is pretty much like a food hall, and there's plenty of parking, you know, so that's a really great area in West Plano. And then you got Chicken and Pickle. I haven't made a meetup there, but it's a bar slash pickleball area. It's really, really nice. Definitely recommend. And you just got a bunch of other bars and places that you can host meetups at that once I started going out by myself or with my girl, it was like, okay, I can use this for the meetup. And the guy that was previously running the meetup, he didn't necessarily plan outside of happy hour on Fridays. So I think everything happens for a reason. I would say downtown is pretty dead. Like just the city portion is dead, but those surrounding neighborhoods around it are pretty good. Like I said, my favorites, Bishop Arts, Lower Greenville, Vickery Meadows, Ridgewood, Lake Highlands, I didn't mention that one. And I like going to White Rock Lake. I've been to the Colony. I enjoyed this thing called the Cosm, where it's like a IMAX for sports bars. But let's be honest about, you know, Dallas for a second. I think people here, like there's a transplant versus local dilemma where, you know, they're trying to build the infrastructure for all the people moving in, and a lot of locals don't know how to react to that. When I first moved here, people seemed pretty nice, but once they learned that I moved here and I came from the Northeast, it was kind of like the vibe changed. And I still feel that energy, but not in the suburbs, more so in the city. And I think I'm learning to accept it. I think it definitely bothers me sometimes, but like I'm starting not to care because you got to live your life. There's a lot of people here that are, you know, here for business, here to network, and that's where I got to keep my mind focused in, because this is not a place for nightlife, but you can have fun during the day, and there's a lot of great networking events, a lot of great opportunity. I've met some really incredible people in such a short period of time. I've met a lot of incredible people. So, you know, I think the real estate is going to definitely hit for me. I just need to get my license. I was taking classes at Champions, which is a really popular real estate school out here. And now I'm just in the midst of getting my license. And the last thing I'll say too is when I was moving here, I had a contract role, and that job let me go and didn't renew my contract. So now your boy is a data analyst working full time at another company, a small mid-sized company, and I'm very fortunate about that. So yeah, it was a lot of stress coming into this situation, but now I would say I'm pretty relaxed. I'm getting to know the area better, and I just can't wait to move. And I can't wait to see how this meetup thrives. You know, I think community is the most important thing, and I would love to see myself do things outside of just what I like to do, which is basketball, remote worker organizing, I guess, like organizing for remote workers. Like maybe I can join a run club, do boxing, pickleball, get in touch with my Spanish culture too. So those are things that I'm really looking forward to. Got some more stats for you guys as well when it comes to remote work out here in Dallas. So McKinney ranks 27th nationally for remote work with 26,000 residents, 24.23% of total workers working remote. Dallas has the highest number of remote workers in the Metroplex with 95,000 people 14% of total workers. And even Fort Worth, which is a city next to us as well, has 67,515 remote workers. A lot of people are moving here from different areas. Like I said, some of the best neighborhoods: Uptown, Bishop Arts, Preston Hollow, Deep Ellum, Design District, Victory Park, and Knox Henderson. I want to end the video here because, I think being a remote worker is a blessing because it allowed me to move here and, experience something different. I like Texas. There's certain things I don't like about Texas in general. That's kind of how I view it. But Dallas specifically, I would say the transplant versus, local dilemma of like not being accepted, that undertone sometimes that I get from strangers, especially in the city, pretty much in the city, definitely bothers me a little bit, but I'm working on not letting it bother me because I really want to excel as a professional and see where that takes me. If I end up becoming an entrepreneur or just keep working professionally and I increase my income. But that is the main goal. That's why I moved here. And it's also happiness too, because I get better weather, no state income tax, and the food quality here is incredible. You know what I'm saying? Certain dishes, like pizza and cheesesteaks, it's not the same, but like I don't care about that stuff because it's unhealthy anyway. A lot of, brisket, ribs, tacos, and that kind of stuff. Like I'm just used to eating it all the time now. It's crazy. And it was definitely an adjustment because moving here, it's so free. You can also carry, out here. They prohibit carrying weapons, in certain buildings and whatnot. A lot of people are down to earth, they're chill, and for the most part, they won't try you like in Philly. But people here are a little bit crazy when it comes to the driving. I'm not going to talk too much shit, but the driving here, people got to go back to driving school for sure. They don't know what they're doing sometimes. But, being here, it also allows me to think about like, hey, maybe I'll pop out to Arkansas or I'll travel to Denver or something. And the flights are actually cheaper. Like if I go to New Orleans or if I go to Florida. So it's pretty cool. Or if I travel to Mexico, I just got my passport. But yeah, guys, I don't want the negative to affect me because I might be overthinking. I'm not someone who's going to sit here and be like, there's some prejudice or there's, I'm being discriminated against. Like, no, I don't feel that way. But I definitely think the diversity here is more segregated, and that's okay. I think it's just something to recognize. But the people that I've met through the community, they've been a lot more open, and that's why I love remote work, because it brings everyone from different walks of life together, internationally, domestically, and I do want to find more of my niche and my group. I do want to connect with Spanish people more because I am Puerto Rican, and I'll make a separate video about that. But that's not my whole identity or my whole, character. I'm more than just those things. I want to connect with people and learn on a deeper level, how they think and why they act too. I'm somewhat into psychology. I got to read some psychology books. But yeah, bringing people together, having a good time is what I'm all about. And we'll see if I end up staying in Dallas for a year too, because I'm looking into Austin, and I will talk more about that. But make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you guys check out my ebooks. I have a new ebook out right now, 3 career tips for remote data analysts, because your boy is a remote data analyst. Let's get it, guys. One last thing, guys. Having the no state income tax is a game changer. Now, I could have moved to other cities like Phoenix, in Arizona, or I could have went to Florida, but I think Florida is too expensive right now. That would be something down the line for sure. You know what I'm saying? But the no state income tax allows me to be able to have money in my pocket. The cost of living here in Dallas compared to Austin or even other cities in the US, it's just, there's no comparison. You know what I mean? The prices are definitely going up though. So that's what's annoying me right now. But having that extra money in my pocket, I can afford a car. Your boy, upgraded to a Mustang, and it's not hurting my pockets at all. It's not. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind as well when you're moving. But just make sure you do the research, because when I moved here, I literally only came here for 4 nights and then just moved here on a whim. That's why I would have did more research and probably could have ended up in Austin. But I'm kind of happy I didn't, because this is a really good experience for me. And I don't think Austin offers the networking opportunities that I would get here in terms of business and real estate, especially real estate. The real estate out here is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Now, it's crazy because the average days on market is actually going up. So there's something going on with the market, and I want to learn more about it. I think it went from like 35 to 46 in 2024, and now it's at like 55 days, average days on market. So houses are not selling as quick out here. I want to learn more though. But man, every time I go to Lower Greenville or I go to Lake Highlands, a neighborhood like that, the real estate just keeps me here. And I know it's crazy because it's like, why are you driven by money? It's not just about money. It's about like life experience. It's about, buying myself a beautiful home in the future and being able to provide for my family. I still think about my family back home, think about, my situation right now with me and my girls. So life is good right now. I can't complain, We got the pool. We got, great amenities with our apartments, and food is not too expensive out here. So, I'm not going to complain too much. But now that I am in Texas, could look into Austin, could look into Houston. Most likely not Houston, though. But yeah, I'm a little biased against Houston, I guess. But maybe I'll go out there for 4th of July, do a little vlog for y'all. But all right, man, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.